What's happening, Cuddy?
MERCs with motherfucking mice.
Goddamn right. Back again. 2-man fire team to fight the motherfucking evil. What's happening, baby?
Not a goddamn thing, man. Not a
I know,
goddamn
man.
thing. You know, still
Life.
pissed off at that movie.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know if we gave that motherfucker enough shade.
Let me tell you something. I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
I really
Somebody
don't.
needs to just grab that motherfucker. Just say, what the fuck did you fuck this movie up for?
Hey, man, we need to sign a petition. Just have a barbershop going.
Man,
just
look.
have them old niggas in the barbershop.
This is my thing. He could have made a movie about them old motherfuckers. You could take it outside the barbershop. He could have made a movie in which these motherfuckers was like in a Medea type situation where they was trying to help the family out. Trying to figure out what's going on. But for how was them niggas still alive?
I'm glad they were still alive though, man, because that was the highlight of the movie. That was the only good part.
That was the highlight. And the only thing that would have made that movie better, I would have had less shit to say, is if, like you said, Cuba Gooding Jr. was in that chair.
Yeah. I wonder what he had going on where he couldn't reprise his role.
Well, you know, he's been fighting a little Tiger Woods type thing for a while.
What you talking about?
You didn't know, man, that cat, man, you know, they said that, you know, he did some, what was it? Like, like 12, 13, 14 women came out and said, man, he was sexually inappropriate with him. So I don't believe that shit.
I don't know. I mean, you know, aren't you always sexually inappropriate when somebody turns you down? No, I'm playing.
Right. Just
he hit on me. I didn't like it, and
right
now it's time to tell the world.
Right. It's the same as when, you know, a woman turn you down. That bitch ugly anyway. When motherfucker used to do that, like, nah, dog. So you just go and hit on and lie to ugly women? Is that's what you're telling me? Because that's what you want us to believe. Because your pride is hurt, motherfucker.
Yeah, I think they definitely shake the fucking trees and get all the nuts out. You know, when it comes to these accusations against some people. You know, that shit. You know, they got Chris D'Elia. How do you pronounce his last name?
No, you got it right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they got him. I mean, and granted, he was dead fucking wrong. You don't running around with fucking 17-year-olds, you know. But then again, it's just a weird place to be legally, where she's above the age of consent and they had consensual sex and it was legal. However, when she sends him photographs of her naked, that's when it's a fucking crime. It's like he was able to see her in person. He could have inseminated her, you know, at 17. But as soon as she sends a photo of a nude, you know, of her nude, now it's kiddie porn. You know, and she's not really even a kid. Well, I mean, she is a kid. Don't get me wrong. Like it's fucking wrong. But they should have a line where like, hey, nigga, it's rape at 18, unless you know if you're under 18. And it's kiddie porn if you're under 18. Like it shouldn't be a gray area like this where you can do that type of shit.
She's a kid. She's a kid that you can legally screw.
That's so
if you think about it. Huh?
Yeah, but it's still fucked up, man.
No. That's why I'm wording it like this.
Yeah.
She is a kid that, because of some fucking politician, a 17-year-old knows just as much about the world as a fucking 10-year-old. They know nothing about the world. Their parents are still taking care of them. Mm-hmm. In the majority of situations, unless you got that rare, you know, that rare few who become who emancipate themselves from their parents. But it's a kid.
Right.
Okay, but again, we talking legal issues because this is a legal problem for him. Legally, he could have sex with her. It was consensual, but because of a fucking picture. But I think it just depends on who you are, because I think he's a well-known comedian, but he's not famous. You understand what I'm saying? Again, we could go back to Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
You know, there's another documentary out about Woody Allen.
Yeah.
You know, he raised his wife.
How is he not in fucking jail? You know, when they talk about they culture these girls at a young age to be, you know, some sex toy for an old man, and it seems like that's exactly what the fuck he did.
Exactly. Let me say something, man. And I firmly believe this. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think motherfuckers care about kids as much as they say they do.
No, they don't. No.
We got all this Me Too shit out here for a bunch of ex-gold diggers and people that wanted to get ahead. And I'm not saying it's all of them, but I'm talking about the majority of the people that we saw come out making allegations against certain people. And then you look at their backstory. You look at where they've been the last few years and who they were and what circles they were trying to infiltrate. And you got groups out here for those people. You know, but what about these children?
Mm-hmm.
You got a fucking entire religion that has priests that are well-known pedophiles.
Mm-hmm.
The brand new pope went into, when he became pope, you know, he looked into it and said, yeah, you know, there's this percentage, but did nothing about it.
No.
And people still fucking go to church. They still let their kids alone around people like that. They still clap their hands and hug their kids when they say, I want to be a choir boy.
Mm-hmm.
No, the fuck you don't. You don't want to be a choir boy, motherfucker. You don't want to be a Boy Scout. You don't want to be a Boy Scout either, motherfucker.
It's weird because these accusations have been around as long as I've been alive.
Right.
And how can you still have a congregation after all these years of sexual abuse allegations and admitted fault? You know, they paid out a lot of goddamn money to keep these people I don't quiet or shut their mouths about what happened.
Hush money.
Yeah, yeah. At what point do you not call out the hypocrisy here? And
right, there is an entire fucking documentary about people like this called "Deliver Us from Evil," but yet and still you have certain women saying that women are the most unprotected, unrespected. I'm not going to say that they aren't, but what about these fucking children?
mm-hmm.
What about these fucking children? You understand what I'm saying? Somebody got it right. Those bikers got it right. You know who you know that group of bikers that there's a bunch of them, man, that don't play that shit. They protect children. You know, I think they like a bunch of ex Hells Angels and Mongols and shit, and they came together and like they look for shit like this. This is what they do. They look for fucking pedophiles and things like that. But it's you know it was legal with this guy. It was legal. It wasn't like he, you know, was looking up kitty porn or no shit like that, you know. But it's crazy. 17, you can have sex. 16, you can drive and get a little job. 17, you can have sex. 18, you can join the military.
And if you're
21,
black,
you can drink. Huh?
and if you're black at 12, they'll throw your ass in jail for the rest of your life.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Hell. Don't get it fucked up. If you black at 11 years old, they'll put your ass in the electric chair.
Yeah.
This has happened before.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, you know, it
There's a bunch of these wavering standards that they have for adulthood or
right.
I don't know, something so wrong in this country, man.
It is.
Yeah.
Think about it like this. Like motherfuckers used to say. If in the military, you might be 18, 19 years old. Be a motherfucker around you 26, 27, 30. I mean, you ain't supposed to solicit. Well, we was like, nigga, if we're old enough to enlist and go to war and lose our lives, I'm old enough to have a motherfucking drink.
Right.
The
Right.
fuck out of here. You gonna tell me I can't have a drink? Yeah, man, you know what, man? It just depends on who's sitting in who's sitting down at the fucking Capitol building and what mood they in.
Right.
That's deciding all of this bullshit.
Yeah.
I try to tell people, man, like these gun laws here. I say to motherfuckers, look, they got all these restrictions on the everyday citizen. A motherfucker who got an illegal weapon got one restriction. It's only one thing against him. He better not get caught. But that motherfucker can run free with his shit. But the legal dude, you gotta have a teacup saucer on your fucking pistol grip. You gotta disassemble the entire gun before you take your 10-round magazine out of that bitch. So you just at the mercy of the illegal motherfucker out here. Come on, man. It's not fair. They make you do all this shit like, oh, we gonna make the gun safer. But all this illegal shit on the street, ain't nothing motherfucking on it to make it safer.
Yeah. Yeah. They kind of muddy the water on definitions and everything out in
Right.
California. Yeah.
You listen, you want to make a gun safe? Regulate who can get the goddamn gun. Not the gun. That's how you do it.
A lot of people say that, it's a constitutional right, and then everybody is entitled to a firearm. So when you start licensing people or putting all these stipulations on gun ownership, you're violating your amendment, your rights.
So you don't think motherfuckers who are prone to violence should be restricted from getting a weapon?
I'm not saying that. I think there should be some restrictions.
Right.
I'm just.
I see your point.
Yeah.
I see your point.
Yeah.
I see your point.
Yeah, I definitely think that everybody should go through firearms training.
Right.
All guns should be registered, but I definitely think there should be a safety program, a mandatory safety program. But it's just me, and a lot of people will argue against that, and that's cool. But something's broken here, and they're not fixing it right. That's the main point. I mean, there'll be smarter, more educated people on gun ownership or than me that can make these determinations, man. But realistically, man, I think it really just should be safety courses and registration. But
to be honest, man, I think it's intentionally fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
There are those who benefit from mass confusion.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And weirdness, man. So, hey, man, it's like you said, it's just one of them things, man. Hey, either you're gonna deal with it, or you're gonna get in politics to deal with it, or what have you. But if you want to get one, then you're gonna have to follow what rules apply with that.
Right.
Let me put this back on.
Yeah, definitely strange place because, like, you go on Glock's website and you start looking for different models of Glocks, and they'll have older generations that they're still producing, like Generation 3, Glock 19s and shit.
Right.
Just because the newer guns don't meet the California list, even though they're the same fucking gun, it's just like aesthetics that have changed.
Right.
Yeah, it's so strange, man. And you see a lot of people. Well, I mean, and you see it, motherfuckers bouncing out of California because of these weird restrictions that they just want to tack on to everything.
Let me tell you something, man. Motherfuckers also leaving because everywhere you look is a fucking bomb. Let me say this, man. Listen, if you go to Berkeley or you go over there, you literally got motherfuckers that's almost out in the road. I
Mm-hmm.
think over in Oakland, they took over one street.
Yeah.
Over here, we got the Hilltop Mall. It used to be a pretty decent mall, they said, before I got here years ago. And there's nothing there anymore. And they're talking about, oh, because, all the homeless people, they can go over there. We can put them there. All the people with caravans, and there's this myth out here. There's this fucking myth that you got a bunch of people that are just down on their luck. They lost their jobs. They're homeless, and you might find that, but the majority of these motherfuckers are drug addicts. And they're pissing and shitting everywhere. They ruin the land. That shit is leaching into the soil and all of that. Because they in San Francisco, for instance, they were going to just allocate money just to clean up the shit and piss.
And
They
not
were going to get,
put those
huh?
people in homes.
Oh no, they. Let me tell you something. There's a hotel building up here. They housed a bunch of them, and an infant ended up dying. They put him up in a hotel, and the baby ended up getting killed. Ended up dying. I don't want to say killed, but they ended up dying.
From what?
The parents, man, they did something fucking stupid. I think they did it to the baby, if I'm thinking correctly. And it's like, you know what, man? These are grown fucking people. You got people coming from other states because they know the laws are so laxed here. It's like, why should the taxpayer have to foot the bill to put these people up? Get them the fuck out of here.
Well, I mean, the taxpayers foot the bill for a lot of shit. I mean, this whole trillions of dollars we just kicked up to large corporations. I mean, taxpayers fit the bill for that,
Oh, I
just for
definitely
them
agree with
to
that.
develop a drug to sell back to you.
I agree with that. I understand, but and if you want to make the argument, then the argument could be made that's because that bullshit vaccine is needed. That's the argument that could be made. But when you telling people who work hard, paying for their houses, they struggling, they got their own struggles, that they got to turn around and pay for somebody who made the choice to shoot some shit between their toes and just throw trash everywhere, bring their property value down, as well as a bunch of other shit they doing. I mean, people ain't gonna take that well, man.
And there are a lot of factors that play into that. I mean, I'm sure a large number of those people are working homeless. So like the
I,
pursuit of
I,
happiness type shit.
I
Uh,
disagree.
even in San Francisco, where shanties are fucking $500,000.
Let me tell you something, Cuddy. I wish you could come out here. You got to see some of these motherfuckers. There is a guy, and I think he might need mental help. But he got a girl. He got a girlfriend. It's another one. He walk around with one shoe on. I think they moved him up out of there. This dude just standing in front of the store. He got these long ass dreads, and he just scream out Bible verses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that motherfucker ain't the working homeless. This is the way I see it. I think that these people, um, you know what I think the working homeless are doing? I think they're staying with buddies or family members, and they're working shit like Uber and DoorDash to make ends meet. If you see, I'm telling you, if you see some of these people, man, it's like, now I'm not saying other places there aren't people who are down on their luck. I'm pretty sure there are, and those people, I think they pretty much smart enough to know where to go to get assistance. It's assistance everywhere here, but if you see these people, you know what time it is, man. You know what time it is. So
Well, I mean, we did have a large release of mentally ill people in the 80s when they cut funding for a lot of these for mental health care.
hmm
They threw all these people on the streets, the ones they didn't lock up, for bullshit crimes just to keep these private prisons in business. Um, but I think to solve this problem, you need a little compassion. You know, and it's going to be public money that pays for that type of shit, because that's the only place you'll find compassion. You don't find compassion in capitalism. You know,
No,
so
you don't.
realistically, you need to use public funds to solve a homeless issue.
Here's the thing. Here in California, at least where I'm at, they did. I think they spent $3 million building a facility. This is the compassion. $3 million building a facility, state of the art facility. They had psychiatrists on the call, on call 24/7 was on call. I think they had it to where it was set up they could get meals or whatever, and they had job services set up, and these people could go there for free. And these people, I guess they were on TV. They said, "No, fuck that. We don't want to go here. You're just trying to hide us away." They said very, very, very few people came there. So again, I'm not saying that there isn't any of them. I think what they do is they put the ones out there that's really hurting in the forefront, and then say, hey, because what you'll find a lot out here is the main fucking people that's saying, oh, the main bleeding heart motherfuckers is the people that don't want them in their neighborhoods. You talking about on 2 occasions in one neighbor, like I think it was in the city, these motherfuckers bought logs and they put them all along the sideway because they didn't want these people there. Another place they put boulders along the sidewalk because they didn't want the people there. Why didn't they want the people there? Because you can literally watch these people stand in the middle of the street and just take a shit or piss. There's heroin needles everywhere. You understand? When you got kids and shit, they took over. There's a whole fucking park that they took over, and these people are like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm not saying don't do anything, but if you have people that don't want the help and they're telling you, nah, you just trying to hide us away. And you can see what time it is with them, man. Like, I don't want to sound like a heartless somebody, but you know, you also got to think about you also got to think about the working man too. The working man is stretched far as fuck as it is. They're subsidizing everything.
Mm-hmm.
So then to tell them yeah, you're gonna do exactly what you said, what you right, man. Look, man, Dallas football stadium. You know who footed half the bill for that motherfucker?
Probably the city of Dallas.
Arlington.
Okay.
That's where it's at. The city of Arlington. I couldn't believe this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe this shit. They made the city foot half the bill. I think it was that was like what that fucking stadium cost $10 billion to build,
Mm-hmm.
and the city used the taxpayers' money. They said, "Oh well, it's gonna create jobs and things like that." Those low paying ass jobs.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, standing room alone is $50
Mm-hmm.
to charge those same fucking people.
Mm-hmm.
How many hundreds of dollars for a fucking ticket?
Well, it's all a hustle, man.
And then this is the thing. What's the motherfucker's name? Jerry. What's the name? What's the owner of the Cowboys?
Jerry. Not Jerry Johnson. I know you're talking about.
He owns the stadium. Nah, motherfucker, we own the stadium. Me, you, and the taxpayers. You know, so I don't want to. I know I'm coming off a certain way. I don't want to come off as not compassionate. But I'm saying we make certain choices in life, and so I don't feel like you should be able to choose to take your life down a certain road, and then everybody else got to take care of you for as long as it takes you to get off of it. Then they got to take care of you to get up on your feet, take care of you while you fucked up. I mean, that's just me. If you somebody that's like, man, look, I got laid off, I can't do nothing, my kids, I think you should be able to get every piece of help afforded to you. So you should get all the help afforded to you, man. But
Yeah, I don't have a problem with public money going towards certain causes, but it seems
Right
like
on.
they should be causes that benefit the people that pay the most, and that is the middle class. And in like your neighborhood, you got a middle class neighborhood, you have a homeless problem.
Mm-hmm.
They should do something about the homeless people and not just fucking move them to the next block. You know, they really need some programs there to help these folks. California's turned into a wasteland, man. I mean, it's not what you see on TV. It's definitely not what you see on TV. You know.
No, it's not. And we were just saying that. We were riding down the street like, let me tell you something. Damn, I wish you could come here, man. I wish you'd come here. Man, when I came back here in 2009 the first time, this shit was so beautiful, man. You know how you got the little banners on the street lights tell you where you at. Grass is all manicured and shit like that. It's certain areas, if it's not a certain area, like say Walnut Creek or something like that, you know, they won't. If they manicure things, they half do the shit. We ain't even talking about homeless. You see trash everywhere, not because people were littering. It's because this shit is falling off of the trash trucks.
Mm.
Then you go to another area, and there might be trash, but it's a shitload of people picking it up. They got them little orange vests on. So it is. People are leaving in mass, man. You got to think, man. The rent cost of living here is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Gas, I think, to put in her car was like my wife's car was like $4.15 a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
$4.15 a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
People leaving, man. When I was in Texas, a lot of people had came from California down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see
But
them in
shit,
Arizona too.
they just had their own little fucking struggles, down in Texas.
Yeah.
You
How about
know?
that? Yeah. And that's another thing where large corporations
Big time.
fucking everybody over when it comes
Because
to
they didn't want to be a part of they didn't want to be regulated.
yeah.
Hey, and did you hear about the bills the motherfuckers is getting?
Yeah. Like 10 grand.
Whew.
You imagine.
Look, let me tell you. So when I was reading meters, God damn. So they put the new meters in, right? Every time that I would get, for a while, when I would get to these houses, I was getting cussed the fuck out. Because people was like, man, how the fuck we supposed to be able to afford these high ass bills? I'm like, what y'all talking about? They was like, my bill is $200 more than what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since you guys put this new meter in. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. And I kept hearing it and hearing it and hearing it. And so I went to work with that shit one day. And it was like, yeah, we understand people are upset, but just tell them that these new meters are more accurate. And I said, that's a crock of goddamn shit.
Yeah.
I said, if they weren't accurate, you would have fixed the shit a long time ago. I said, that's an analog meter and that's a digital meter. Of course, what do you fuck you mean they're going to be, different? They ain't going to be that much different. Accuracy is accuracy. The meters are fucking up. And I mean, these people were losing it. Like, my bill $500 more. So now imagine you ain't able to use the power. The power fucked up, or your water, but they giving you a $5,000 and $10,000 bill.
Mm-hmm.
How do you even have the balls to lick the fucking stamp and lick the envelope, put the stamp on it, and send that out to someone?
It's business, baby.
Is this your Custody Part 2 episode?
Pretty much.
God damn.
Pretty much. Yeah, they're gonna get you coming and going.
That's right, man.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. It's a snake that's eating its own tail. Definitely.
Yeah, it is, man.
And I don't even know how you fix that fucking problem down there.
I don't think any of this shit is gonna get better.
No.
I think people are so caught up in Democrat, Republican, that they're not going to give an actual person who wants to fix the problem a chance. This country is ran by rich people, the minority, who don't represent the everyday little guy, and I think that is so fucking wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think this shit should be like Starship Troopers. This shit should be ran by the veterans. I'm just. But what's wrong with the veterans, motherfucker?
Come on, man.
I ain't talking. What's wrong with the veterans?
Hey, man.
You don't think the vets should run the country?
No.
Damn.
No. Not at fucking all. But it definitely should. I mean, it definitely shouldn't be the people that are in power now.
No.
I mean, we can make better choices than the fucking vets. Because I don't know, man. I mean, a lot of motherfuckers I was overseas with or worked with were, you know, and we all had screws loose. You know what I mean?
I get your point. And I like the way you clean that up real nice before you said it.
We all had some screws loose.
We all have screws loose.
Yeah.
Not just the veterans. No, I feel you. But I just don't think it should be them. I'm with you.
It definitely shouldn't be them. It shouldn't be special interest groups that create policy in this country.
No. And I'm just like, you know, I don't know, because, you know, for what I would say next, we probably have to get Jay Drezz on here, man. Because I was about to just say, it's the reason why these motherfuckers is trying to, you know, Jeff Bezos and motherfucking Elon Musk got their own little fucking Star Wars program going on.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Brother said there's a war going on that we're not privy to. You know.
What if that motherfucker right?
I mean, he's been right about a lot of shit.
Drezz been right. We need to get a Drezz episode in, man.
Yeah. You're gonna hit him up.
Word, so what do you say about this war? Let me hear this.
You know, actually we recorded some shit about a month or two ago, and the camera systems were all fucked up, you know, so I didn't post it. But I got the audio, man. I can upload the audio.
You know what I always used to say, man? You ever see the Truman Show?
Mm-hmm.
That, in my opinion, is one of the best movies ever made.
Oh, for sure.
But I said, what if that shit is really what it's like? How the fuck do we know what's up there? That could be showing and telling us any fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like Mark Maron, you know, one of the things that sticks out in my mind, what he said is like, how do you know what you know? You know, how do you really know what you know? You know, somebody told you something, it sounded good to you. You kind of attached a couple feelings to it, and now it's the truth in your head.
Let me ask you this question. Can ants communicate?
I don't see why not.
I'm just, huh?
I don't see why not.
Okay. So do you think an ant calls itself an ant? If it calls itself anything?
You think they might feel it's derogatory to call them an ant?
They could. But my point is, you don't know. It's just a name that was given to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So hey man, look, man, I don't count shit out because you see these motherfuckers is like, yeah, the UFO. You see these motherfuckers dropping little news bits here and there. Like, yeah, they're real. This, that, and the other was real. And then you read you see you look at certain movies and you see certain things and you hear little clips where like, yeah, they just trying to prep the world for themselves and terraform it.
Yeah.
Make the air suitable for themselves. Come on, man.
Yeah, it leaves a lot to the imagination, man.
It's kind of like nobody knows, and they said this in uh, in my micro class. I might be fucking it up, but she said nobody knows exactly where viruses came from. So it's like, do we know what we know, or is this just all part of communication? Give things names, understand them the best way that we can. You know, we're the dominant species on the planet, so
At least we think we are.
there you go.
And nobody's
That's
walking
the
behind me picking up my shit.
There you go.
See, the
There
most
you go.
dominant species on the planet's got to be them goddamn dogs. Nobody's gonna offer up 500,000 for my black ass.
Oh man, 500 motherfucking thousand. Your man got shot.
That's
You
hilarious.
ain't trying to get the culprit.
I mean, it's not hilarious he got shot, but it's hilarious.
By the way,
Situation.
people, we're talking about the Lady Gaga situation. Her dog walker was shot, and she came up with the first number she came up with to get her dogs back was $500,000, not $500,000 to get the person who shot my dog walker. Or you could have put a second, like we said, who took the dog and shot my dog walker.
And it might be a lead up to a new Netflix special. Don't fuck
Could
with
be.
dogs.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Oh, brother.
Yes, sir. What the hell else is on your mind? What didn't you get out on the three the hard way today that you wanted to get out?
Oh man, I have fun. I get everything out on there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go on about another 2-3 hours about how shitty that Coming to America was.
God, man, I'm sick of shitting on that movie. I don't even want to think about it anymore. That movie is goddamn terrible. And see, there
But
you
let me,
go.
but you know what? Let me say something. All of these movies that were supposed to be big cinematic productions that were supposed to go to the theater, a lot of them haven't been good. They said that it's the little thing. What's that movie, that Denzel joint?
Mm-hmm.
I was told that wasn't the greatest movie. They said that motherfucker was just long.
Hmm.
Just long.
It looked
A
good.
lot of these movies haven't been hitting right.
Yeah. We might be oversaturated with bullshit. Sitting in the house for a year and watching every fucking thing on TV. We might just be sick of seeing shit.
Let me ask you this. You think it could also be, man, it's just not the same quality as shit, even with all the technology. Look, man, do you remember when fucking Lethal Weapon came out, motherfucker?
Do I remember?
Do you remember? Do you remember how it felt to watch that shit as a kid? Do you know how you do it? How it feels to watch it? Do you remember when motherfucking First Blood came? Well, was it not? Well, I don't know if I was. Do you remember watching First Blood for the first time? Fucking Die Hard, the motherfucking Predator.
I remember The Predator like yesterday.
Man, look,
Instantly my favorite movie.
between Blaine's minigun, Max Pinklip, and the Predator.
I hate you right now.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking hate you right now. That fucking pink lip, really? Yeah. That motherfucker got top billing over Bill Duke. Oh fuck!
Between that shit, man. It's a bunch of other shit, but no, it was seriously. Just that movie was so ahead of its time, man. And it was back it was back to me. To me, it was back when motherfuckers wanted to be macho, be men, have muscles and shit. And you just don't see that kind of production anymore, man. Let me tell. What's the latest? I ain't gonna say that because I'm gonna end up sounding another way. But when is the last, big muscular action star, big motherfucker who look like he can whoop somebody ass? I get tired of seeing a motherfucker think his problems out. I want to see somebody go carry 27 guns on his back, a blade on his chest and his leg, and get shot at and don't nobody hit him like Arnold did in Commando.
Hey,
remember that scene?
What was the movie with Thor? Extraction? Was it Extraction?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm sorry. Between Extraction and John Wick, motherfucker, those was probably the greatest 2 movies of the last 10 years.
Yeah, but John Wick wasn't really a muscle fucking film.
But he shot everybody.
He did shoot everybody, and that's a great goddamn movie. I can't wait for
the
4th one. I hope they don't fucking mix it up with the Matrix.
I hope so, because they dropping them on the same day, and I hope it ain't. What if we watch part 4, and what is my man's name that played Morpheus? What is his name? What is Lawrence Fishburne's name in John Wick?
The Bowery King.
What if the Bowery King is just like, John, the simulation is over. This was nothing more than a training program. And he's like, Morpheus? I'd be like,
Yeah, that would ruin the whole fucking franchise for me.
Fuck this movie.
It would ruin the franchise like The Matrix Part 3.
What if we find out the man that sits above the table is nothing more than the engineer?
Yeah. I could see it happening. Because was it the writer and director and Keanu Reeves both come from the Matrix franchise, right?
I think so. I mean, it's just refreshing to have a good action movie and a good, just good movies with no super crazy messages behind them. Just giving you what you want. Hour and a half, 2 hours of escapism.
Hey, did you end up seeing that movie with what's the guy from Better Call Saul, where he's an action star? I mean, they starting to put motherfuckers in these movies with dad bods and shit. It's completely unbelievable.
I mean, guys like me.
No. I mean, you got some credibility behind your.
It's the fat war hero. No. What was it? I know which one you're talking about. Did that come out yet?
I don't know. I kind of didn't want to see it.
It looked shitty.
Yeah, but that might be the sleepers, man. I mean, you remember The Shield, where the commish was a dirty cop? I mean, I didn't want to see that fucking show forever, and it was one of the best shows that ever came on TV.
Yeah, I never got around to it.
Oh man, if you have, well, I mean, shit, it's pandemic time, man. You got the free time. You need to sit down and watch the fucking Shield.
I'm gonna watch a couple episodes, man.
Yeah, shit, it'll catch you off the first episode, man.
Because the sleeper for me was Snowfall. Oh, Snowfall is actually, yeah. I know I'm behind. Are you on season 4?
I haven't started season 4 yet, but yeah, it was a sleeper. You didn't think that was gonna be good, man? John Singleton behind it.
You know what the thing is, man? I'm gonna be honest. I get tired of so much of entertainment, whether it's music or movies, has had to do with drug dealing in our culture.
Shit, it's America, man. I mean, Americans do like 90% of the world's hard drugs. Shit,
Point
every
taken.
story in America is about drugs.
Point taken. But for me, it was just something I just didn't want to see black people strung out, that type of thing. But I started watching it. I gave it a chance. And the storytelling is damn good.
Mm-hmm.
All except for that Carvel shit. But the story is good.
That was just
Hey, homie, you gonna tell me where that motherfucker... Hey, homie, you gonna tell me where that motherfucking money is at?
Yeah,
Man,
I get past
I'd have told you if you asked, motherfucker. You could have said you was going to do that. I'm like, here, hey,
what
giving
you
it up.
unzipping for? Ain't you got some questions for me?
Right. Why we going towards the bedroom? Motherfuckers in the chimney.
This motherfucker brought a baseball bat and some condoms.
Right. He fucked him because he wanted to.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to find out where the money was. Yeah, I was like that.
I could have did without that shit.
Right. He fucked him because he wanted to, not because he needed to know where that money was. But it's got good storytelling, man. Great storytelling. Now, let me ask you this: for rest in peace, man, to John Singleton. Brother. I learned a lot from his movies, man. I always tell people I learned what gentrification was,
right,
from Boys in the Hood.
Mm-hmm.
I learned some great things, about fatherhood, from Furious Styles' character. But is the show maintained as well after his death as it was when he was alive doing it himself?
See, I haven't seen season 4, so I don't know.
So when did he pass? During the making of season 3 or something?
I think it was towards the end of season 3. I think
Okay.
season 3 was done.
Okay.
But I don't remember completely.
Right. Because my only reason I'm asking that is because Creed 1 was amazing, and I was worried if Creed 2 was going to be just as good, even though Homeboy wasn't doing it. And it was a good, goddamn good movie.
I didn't realize Singleton was behind that movie.
No. What's the young guy who did Black Panther? Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler is the guy who did Black Panther, and he did Creed. He just didn't do Creed 2. So I'm interested. I was interested in seeing, but part 2. But yeah, I like it, man. You know what? All of that shit that I slept on. I didn't watch Narcos for the same reason.
So
But shit, I started. Oh man.
Yeah, I know everybody does that when I tell them that. Everybody does.
No, listen, I'm not doing that like I'm an expert. I'm doing it because I think I only seen the first episode because you know what? It's so much shit for me to catch up on, and which I think that's good because at least I know I have something to watch. But look, man, Narcos. I think I'm only on the first episode. A lot of it's in Spanish, but it's in English too. Man, it's fucking good, man. Seeing how he how it came about that he did this whole thing. Fucking good, man. It's kind of like I think one of the great things about Scarface was watching how he moved up the ladder. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And watching what was the Colombian drug lord's name, man?
You talking about like Noriega or some shit? Or?
No, not Noriega. Pablo Escobar.
Oh, okay.
And seeing how he did what he did, some cold shit. That's a good ass show. And people have been like, you know, a lot of times people be like, man, you gotta watch. I'm like, man, I don't know. That ain't my flavor, neighbor. That shit is good, man.
I bet it
Narcos is good.
I bet it is, man. Throw you right
Yeah.
into a whole new culture that you never would have experienced.
Right. You got me trying to speak Spanish.
What's that's El Chapo, right? Same dude.
What's that?
What's the name? Pablo Escobar. Is that no? Wait a minute.
Nah.
Which
Pablo
one?
Escobar was during the 70s, 80s.
All right,
Okay.
Narcos is about El Chapo, right?
Pablo Escobar.
It's okay. All right, I got this all fucked up because I can never get them fucking guys straight.
Right.
No
Pablo
disrespect at all,
Escobar.
because they will.
Yeah, Narcos is the first season. I want to say I want to say that Narcos, the first season, I don't know how many seasons there is of it, but it starts off with Pablo, and then I think it goes into a Mexican drug lord. It might be El Chapo, because they say he was a bad motherfucker.
I mean, shit, that tunnel, that tunnel.
Oh, he started the tunnel shit.
Oh man, they had I'm almost positive the same cat that I'm thinking of. That's El Chapo, but he had a prison escape, but they tumbled underneath the fucking prison into his fucking cell, and he was gone like the fucking wind.
God damn.
Yeah,
that's some digging for your ass.
Yeah, and these ain't no bullshit tunnels. I mean, they got like, what he had some kind of some shit to get him from like the hole that he went down in to the hole to get out. Like it was all automated and shit or some shit.
Man, like some Viet Cong shit.
Man, better like some.
It's hard to get better than them
shit.
Have you?
Yeah,
you watched that?
No expense on his escape.
You got to look, man. You got to see that video on. Could he stand up and walk through?
Man, it looked like a pretty good fucking tunnel.
Okay, because I was just watching little clips of still videos on YouTube about the tunnel rats during Vietnam, and they were talking about. They showed them how intricate those tunnels were in Vietnam.
Yeah,
but you couldn't stand up. But other than that, man, they look like that shit to sit below Paris, France. You know, those tunnels in France under Paris,
catacombs and shit.
Paris, France, the catacombs. Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, my brother.
Let me see this. I'm trying to find a picture of that fucking tunnel.
Let me see. Let me try and look for it.
I think it's the same cat.
El Chapo tunnels.
Yeah. This should look crazy. It should look absolutely crazy.
Let me see. Why is this even cutting on?
They did this to get one dude out, man. Just think what they do to run millions of dollars worth of drugs into this country. Then again, man, we don't need tunnels to run drugs in this country.
No, they use Uber.
Just cut a hole in the fence.
Right.
That impenetrable fence.
Right. Disclaimer, that was me. That was a joke. I'm not saying Uber is. Yeah, man. Let me see something. Yeah, my brother.
Yeah, man. There was one more thing.
What, motherfucker?
What, motherfucker?
Ooh, baby, I love you.
Is that what we're doing now? We're going to start singing?
Yep.
You're melodious.
Let me see. Oh, shit. You dig my melodious voice? You can just get out and walk on those feet of yours. Oh, wow.
What's up?
The tunnels.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Is that a motorcycle?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like he didn't have to walk that fucking length.
Damn. Oh, I see what it is. Wow. So they actually made like they used the back of a motorcycle with the engine and all of that to make kind of like those little carts on Indiana Jones in the tunnels when they was racing through the Temple of Dome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Like this
That's fucking gangster, man. It like
gangster.
gangster as shit.
Gangster. Hey, gangster. And that's probably how they was able to dig so fast. Set one of them joints up, load it up with dirt, take it back, get the dirt off, boom.
Oh, shit. That and, the work ethic south of the border puts Americans to fucking shame all day long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you motherfuckers out here talking about they lost their jobs to an illegal. It's because they work harder than you, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, them cats, man. They can do
Is
shit.
is it because they work harder, or is it because nobody wants to work for what they? Because that's my belief.
No, it's not because nobody else is willing to do the job for the same money or whatever. Man, just watch. I don't know if you ever see like a roofing crew or flooring.
Right.
Like my brother had flooring put in. They motherfuckers got that shit done in like an hour.
Right.
And he ain't got no small fucking house.
Right.
Man.
But this is my thing. It's usually a lot of them. What I'm saying is the type of work, right? Because this is usually the arguments, right? Like, because I think too often we got a fucked up view of our own countrymen. A lot of it is legit, a lot of it isn't. But I think like when it comes to shit like this, I think that motherfuckers would get out there. Cause look, man, the majority of the people in this country ain't breaking the bank with what they making.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? We had the conversation about the $15. Me and my father-in-law had the conversation about the $15 an hour minimum wage. Now, before I say anything, I do think that I think that it should be fought for, and I think it should pass because this was a promise that was made. But on the flip side of that, I do know that there are motherfuckers that go to college that don't even start making out $15 in a lot of these jobs.
Yeah, I mean, but
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If you paid everybody $15 an hour, then there would be competitive wages.
Right, but my argument, and I think many people's arguments, was this, because a lot of that shit started with those McDonald's workers. Mm-hmm. It's like, yo, man, I can't, afford to feed my family. Well, like just like the projects was never meant to be a place where people raise up generations of families. Hey, my grandmother raised me here, my mama this, that, and the other. It was supposed to be a pit stop to something better. Okay.
Is it though?
That's the way no, I know what it is, Cuddy. I know what it is, and I'm with you.
No, I'm gonna throw something else at you.
Go ahead.
We didn't call them projects where we from. We called them company homes.
Company homes.
You never heard the projects in Camel called company homes? Or
nope.
The project down there what's the ones on the north side across from the steel mills?
Is it
Briar Hill? Not Briar Hill.
Briar Hill projects. Yeah, because Victories and Plaza View is over there by on the east side. Sharon, okay.
Yeah, the steel mill built all those fucking projects.
Right.
For the steel mill workers to live there. And they would take money out of their checks for living expenses. I mean, those were meant for families.
No. I knew that. I didn't know those were called company homes. Okay. But it's kind of like this argument about gentrification. I mean, you hear people in New York say, hey, gentrifying this. and you look and it's like, because these motherfuckers want to do something with those high rises. Mm-hmm. They've been wanting to do something with those high rises in New York. They just been able to fight it off and stave it off. And my thing has always been about projects. I know what you're saying about company homes. I never knew they would call that. These were supposed to be pit stops. Not back then. Not back then. If the mills built them, they were built for a purpose. But the thing is, the mills are shut down. Mm-hmm. Been shut down. And they were there for a purpose. I say that to say this. They were a pit stop. I think that places like McDonald's, that was always meant for kids to work for. To go make college kids to make some money. I've always seen kids there. Now, and I say this, respectfully because I don't want it to be taken the wrong way if we put this up. Now I see a lot of people of, a particular ethnic group there. Mm-hmm. That's who you see there mostly. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is, I don't think that McDonald's and Wendy's and all these other jobs that pay these real low wages were meant to be a permanent fix for a person. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know about being a permanent fix for I don't see any job being a permanent fix for anyone, but
right.
I mean, these businesses are open during school hours. They're not meant for fucking school kids to be working there. You know what I mean? So if they're open from like 8 to 3 in the afternoon, not meant for school kids.
Right on.
And the other point is, if you work 40 hours a week, there should be no reason why you're eligible for public assistance.
No reason for anyone to be eligible for it.
And that's the whole point behind that $15 an hour, which still isn't enough. Right. When they implemented minimum wage back in the 60s, if it kept on with the current rate of inflation, minimum wage would be like $24 an hour, which realistically, I mean, that's what you need to survive in this country.
That's barely what you need, depending on where you live.
Right. It's the bare minimum. Yeah.
Right. That's the bare minimum. I mean, here, $24 an hour, you'll be able to live. Huh?
They ain't gonna get you shit.
No, you'll be able to live, and that's it. But my whole argument, and it could be short-sighted. It could be very short-sighted. It could be cloudy. Is that you just have people who take the time, they invest in themselves, and they get out, and they not even making fucking $15 an hour. And because I your motherfucker flip burgers, or you know what I'm saying, because you're in the fast food industry, we're going to give you more than what another person would make. When I was reading electric meters, I started out, I think, $11. I was doing cable for Spectrum. I think I started off at like $12.50 or $13.
I mean, with that mindset, I mean, isn't that like a crab in a barrel mentality? I mean, if I can't make it, you shouldn't be able to make it.
It could be looked at that way. But what I'm saying is, what would be the point in going forth and for people who are trying to live a decent life? What would be the point in them? If you want to get educated, okay, but ain't nobody just going to college because I'm trying to just know shit. Going to college so you can have a better life. So what would be the point in going to school if you could just go get a job flipping burgers?
Well, I mean, no other wages would stay stagnant if they raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. That means other employees have to other employers now have to compete with that $15 an hour raise, and everybody gets a raise. Because
okay, now
why the fuck would you do certain things when you go flip burgers for $15 an hour?
Okay, then we're in the same place.
Okay,
we just coming at it from shit. You my cousin, man. I ain't got no motherfucking problem. Big up in you. You just coming at it from. I think that your perspective is let me see, more wise, maybe less heartless than I'm coming off. But that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna give it, my thing, what I was telling my father-in-law is, if these people get 15, I'm not, then you have to raise everybody else's pay. The problem is when you do that, when you give these people 15, And then, you know, if you give them, if they say they're making $10, then everybody should get a $5 bump. But what happens when you give everybody that $5 bump? They're gonna raise the cost of living on our asses.
They raise the cost of living on
Again.
our asses no matter what.
Right.
And
Right.
minimum wage has been $7.50, you know, for
that's
20
and that's what I told him. That's what I told him. I said, I can't tell you for how long it's been since the minimum wage has been raised. I said, but the cost of living is constantly going up, and people are stuck at 7-something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But please believe they're gonna say, "Oh, we giving people more money. We gonna raise this. Also, we gonna put some robots in to take care of part of your job, nigga."
I mean, that can't really be a threat to the minimum wage hike, because automation is something that's unavoidable. Everything's going to be automated here pretty soon. I mean, you're
No. I'm right. I'm not saying it's a threat. What I'm saying is, it's. I think it's going to speed up automation, so nobody has to get paid, and that's me just taking a deep dive, of course, because you're gonna have people that's gonna have to manage what's going on. But I think that as soon as they end up paying, I mean, as soon as, you know, let's say everybody get what they want, just like McDonald's, when they were saying that shit, what is the first thing they said? All right, we give you 15, but watch we make a robot that can make 19 different burgers.
Is that really threatening anybody's? You know, how is that really a threat? I mean, McDonald's is a place that nobody really wants to work. You work there because of the situation.
But I'm telling you, I watched the report on that. It cut down the crew.
Yeah, of course they did.
They said they needed just one person to work there. So we'll give this guy the 15. The other 3 or 4 of you that's back there, you got to go. Because they already, like, I went into one McDonald's here. I can't think of the little city it was, man. We always dipping in and out of a place. But we stopped, man, and they had the kiosk set up. I was waiting at the cashier, and over there was the motherfucking kiosk.
Yeah.
That I had to go type shit in at. It's kind of like a bank. You walk into the bank, used to be 4 or 5 tellers. Now it may be 1 or 2, and these 3 big ass look like ATMs that do all the motherfucking work for you.
Yeah.
You know, so again, I know I sound heartless, but you know, what's a show without perspectives? You know what I mean? Right. And I think you said you made an excellent point about, you know, the 3 the Hard Way show is 2020 balances us out. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think you balance my shit out, man. You know,
same here.
Some days it's solid comedy, but then some days it's like, no, Cuddy. See, what you have to understand is, you know, the rate of inflation and blah blah blah.
Sorry, man. You sound like a fucking
asshole. No, man. That's what I love and respect about you, man. Because let me tell you something. I'm a super opinionated person, man. And sometimes I shoot off on some shit. You know, I'm human. People will be like, well, that's why you should. Everybody fucking does it.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody talks before they look from every POV, from every point of view. Everybody does it. I try to look at things from as many perspectives as I can. That's why, you know, when we talk about the homeless, and you like, well, you know, that's all we get down here is that it's the working poor, and it's this, that, and the other. And again, I know they're there. That's who they show you. But they ain't gonna show you these people of a particular suasion that's nodding the fuck off. Yeah. That's sitting up against the cars and shitting everywhere. People's cars. That's, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta have a show, you know, that's what the motherfucking MERCs is. We gotta go back and forth on certain things, but you know, and I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong about anything. We just got to pull this goddamn shit out of each other, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean,
we got to fight this motherfucking evil.
We got to put the mister back in. Man, but nah, man, this is how we gain perspective, man. But here's the other thing. I mean, you know, going back to that whole compassion. I keep hitting this fucking mic. Going back to that whole compassion thing. I mean, you know, we're looking at the drug problem in America where, you know, it's illegal to do drugs. It's illegal to buy drugs. It's illegal to sell drugs. You know, and then you're ostracized from society when you do drugs instead of going to a treatment center. You know, how many drug addicts end up in prison, you know, over some bullshit of just trying to get drugs when they're sick, you know?
You know what? I see your point. Now, here, you know, and that's a perspective I see. I did see. Sometimes I don't remember shit. How many of these people were having some sort of pain, something that was ailing them?
Mm-hmm.
Some doctor said, "Here, take this fucking fentanyl."
Oh yeah, yeah.
And take this much of it.
Mm-hmm.
You not knowing you trying to stop this badass pain.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. I get it.
And see,
you know,
when I always make this comment that the United States is the biggest racketeering organization ever devised, because they create a problem and then sell you a solution. You know, that's mafia shit right there. You know,
yeah.
we had the COINTELPRO, we had that shit with the Contras and you know, crack cocaine and Ricky Freeway Rick Ross.
Hitler
So
did that shit.
what's that?
Hitler did that shit.
With the same thing?
And he bombed, what is it, the Reichstag or some shit?
Yeah.
And then said it was two Polish motherfuckers that he killed. Yeah. And that was his excuse to go over into Poland. Yeah. I think it was. Create a problem, come with the solution.
Yeah, yeah. But there you have it. I mean, you know, you have documented evidence that the United States government brought in drugs, specifically sell to the black community, and then threw everybody that dig drugs in the black community in fucking prison.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, but it creates a huge market for anti-drug shit. Yeah, just think of how many. You look at South America and the people fighting the war on drugs down there. A lot of them are contractors.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, Gary Webb busted that story open as far as that shit being brought over here. And you're right, man. You know, there's a video on the internet that talks about the rise of, what did they call it? I don't want to. Private military corporation.
Oh yeah, yeah. They've
right.
exploded over the past.
I mean, dude, this shit is moving so close to science fiction. Mm-hmm. There was this game I was playing on PlayStation, and it was a good ass game too. Each corporation had their own little paramilitary group, mm-hmm. and I think there were no more governments. The corporations ran everything.
Aren't we there now?
Hey.
You know, aren't we there now? I mean, you know, we don't hear about these private wars that are being fought like in Africa and shit.
Right.
Minerals, just to power these fucking
all the shit we using right now.
Yeah, these phones and shit. I mean, nobody ever calls these conflict phones, which they should.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we have conflict diamonds.
Right.
Yeah. You don't call a Tesla a conflict car. You know,
right? You're absolutely right. Because look, man, and I don't think a lot of people know who belongs to who. Start looking at who Betsy DeVos's brother is.
Oh yeah, Eric Prince.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's Nancy Pelosi? Mm-hmm. Look at who her family is. Yeah. I mean, these fucking people are literally intertwined into everything, man.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't beat these motherfuckers if you wanted to.
Not at all. Not at all.
It's like you said, Thailand. You couldn't when you think about it. You couldn't beat them if you wanted. And then you wonder how motherfuckers get contracts. What was the dude that they said pretty much ran George W.'s administration? Dick Cheney.
Yeah, Dick Cheney.
What doesn't he have? Didn't he start one of those paramilitary groups?
He was CEO of
Halliburton.
Yeah.
Come on, man. This shit is a big game, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people. Go ahead.
Oh no, please finish.
No, I was just gonna say I think a lot of people in the middle they simplified to Democrat and Republican. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah. It's one fucking party. You know,
Right.
when you have contributors to both political campaigns, they're going to do the bidding of their contributors. You know, these politicians don't work for us.
Right.
They're not worried
Professor.
about that $200,000 they get a year from us.
No. Professor Griff called these motherfuckers Republicrats.
Yeah, that's accurate.
We got motherfuckers sitting up there. We got millionaires sitting up there talking about why motherfuckers in this country shouldn't be getting a $1,400 fucking stimulus check.
Yeah. Mitch McConnell
When you said how many trillion, huh?
Mitch McConnell said, "You give these motherfuckers $1,400, they'll never go back to work."
Like, motherfucker, I know you 197, but motherfuckers ain't worked for a nickel a week since you was 27, nigga.
It's amazing. But they've convinced people to argue against their best interests.
There you go.
You can't have a $15 minimum wage. You can't have universal health care.
There you go.
It's amazing.
There you go.
It's amazing.
That's why I said
you can't have free
that's why I said
elections. You know,
and that's why I said he promised that shit and then wouldn't fight for it. Mm-hmm. And again, I'll never say that people don't deserve. Motherfucker, people need more, but you better take care of everybody. You know what I'm saying? You got to take care of everybody because, in essence, they have almost made it to where you can't take care of them yourselves without their say so. Yeah. You can't work without paying a heavy. Think about it. You got to pay a motherfucking heavy ass tax just to work, and nobody knows where the fucking income tax goes.
We know.
When they say, "Oh, it's the streets and it's this and it's this that," but what about the other hundreds of millions of dollars that's unaccounted for? Billions.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah,
you know, Andrew Yang had a very interesting take on all of this because he has a foresight to see like that automation thing. One of the points he made was that now that we have automated cars, automated trucking, you can't get people to get into trucking anymore or driving jobs, because they'll be gone in 5 years. I just think the only thing holding Tesla back from having fully automated cars driving on every city street in America is legislation. The software is there. It's just legislation. And as soon as that legislation gets passed, no more Uber. No more Uber drivers. You dwindle families down to one car because now you can send your car to go pick up your kids. You can send your car to go pick up your husband, while you're at work, or go pick up the fucking groceries. Think about that. Send your fucking car. There's a lot of things that are going to be automated here in the future. And Andrew Yang was like, we need to start doing what some of these other countries are doing is having a universal basic income, income, where they kick out a check every month for, maybe $1,000, which covers, maybe food or a little bit of rent, and then that $7 an hour goes a little bit longer, but it takes care of your basic needs. And then everything you work for will give you, that American dream. And it's completely possible. It's completely possible. As soon as you pull out the money that we spend on the war on drugs,
Are you worried about being called a Marxist right now?
you can call me a socialist all you want. I've been a fireman for 20 fucking years. That's a socialist entity. The fire department ain't got no fucking billing department. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, a lot of people get this idea. They're told that the jobs that they have are, capitalist. I've had police officers and teachers argue about capitalism with me. Like, it's the best thing in the world when socialism's been feeding your fucking family your entire, working career.
Right.
You're arguing against your best interest, and you should know the difference. You know, but we don't. We don't.
Well,
I mean, it's
well,
programming.
you know, yeah, socialism's bad until these companies get their fucking bailouts with our money.
Yeah,
But you can't get a bailout with your money.
yeah, yeah. They
You know, we saw it within our lifetime more than once. But you know, again, 2008 was that was the biggest display of it. The auto industry's got a bailout.
Yeah.
These banks got bailouts only to turn around and give the VPs and CEOs $30 million fucking bonuses.
And then take everybody's property.
Right. Right. You know, it you know, what was that Wachovia? They got busted. They took that money and took everybody to a fucking expensive ass spa.
Yeah.
$15 million to this one, $30 million to that one. But you can't get a $2,000 check or $1,600 one. You're gonna get this $1,400. You know, it's and you got the old fuck who the heart attack fairy just seems to keep missing his address. He sits up there just like, oh.
Why do you keep passing over this house, Death?
Right.
You know this motherfucker deserves you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Did he pay for your Uber driver, motherfucker? But like, you know, this motherfucker has the nerve to say if we give him X amount of dollars, they ain't gonna go back to work.
Yeah. The bad part is that a lot of people are repeating that bullshit.
Right. And the bad part about it is you got some demographics to think that they only talking about black people.
Yeah.
They're talking about all of us.
Yeah. Yeah. There's going to be a huge downturn here pretty soon. I've been calling it for years, but I think the bubble's about to burst here in the next few months.
People been saying it. They said, you know, you got a lot of people smarter than me to, you know, saying, hey man, this can't continue on the way it's going.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it's about to happen. My old lady's been calling it. She's waiting for the, you know, the interest rates to drop.
Shit, they're fucking low right now. I thought they were low when I bought my house, but they're lower
Check
than
that.
shit right now.
I mean, my bad. I mean, the prices on property.
Oh yeah, those have exploded.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she wants to buy some property. You know. So yeah, man. We gonna see where we gonna be at here, man. But you know the MERCs be the MERCs, and you know the three the hard way. We gonna be here to fight the evil and report this shit live, baby.
Yeah, this is it's gonna be strange times, man. Because we saw an explosion of cryptocurrency in the past couple of months. Bitcoin, damn near tripled.
Yeah.
You know, that speaks volumes for the monetary systems in these countries. And you have decentralized money, and everybody's jumping on it, man. It gives a lot of credibility to cryptocurrencies, and they're with a shit ton of flaws because cryptocurrencies are just as difficult to explain to lay people as the regular financial systems that we print U.S. dollars with. You know, nobody understands this shit.
Right.
Well, I'm not going to say nobody understands. A lot of there's some only smart motherfuckers understand that cryptocurrency shit, and it's hard to explain to everybody else.
Yeah.
Like you know, you can scratch the surface, and you're still scratching your head behind the shit. Yeah. I don't know. That's a way of the future, man. It might be a good bet to just, you know, start dumping your retirement savings in the fucking Dogecoin or Dogecoin or whatever the fuck it's called. You know, I think back to when Bitcoin first hit the scene, and there was a dude I worked with over there in Iraq, and you know, he bought a ton of it. He bought a ton of it when it was pennies. You know, fractions of a penny and shit. You know, you might have bought a couple $1,000 worth of it. That motherfucker's got to be a billionaire right now.
You haven't talked to him?
No, no, he was an asshole and an idiot. And that's why I didn't listen to him when he told me about Bitcoin.
Right.
Now I'm the asshole and the idiot. You know,
Hey
yeah,
man,
that dude's
shit.
sitting pretty somewhere. Yeah, shit. I'm not gonna talk to him. I don't have any phone numbers to billionaires.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Crazy shit though, man.
Yes, sir.
But I don't think everybody missed the boat on this. I really don't.
No.
Just the way that the way the Bitcoin's set up is that there's a finite amount of Bitcoin. So it's not like the U.S. dollar where they can just keep printing money and create inflation. This shit is locked in, and I'm not sure. I think it was like this year, last year. It's around this time frame that they're stopped producing more Bitcoin, and now what's out there is what's out there. And
well, you know what? It's not just Bitcoin though. It's a lot of this shit like Ethereum, Polkadot, Chainlink. Yeah. So if you can put something on something, you'll make out good.
Well, I don't think all of them fit the same model as Bitcoin, where
No,
there's a finite number of Bitcoin. There's a finite number of the cryptocurrency that's going to be made.
Right.
So that's the reason why Bitcoin, I think, blew the fuck up.
Yeah, but when you look at and you're absolutely right. But when you look at things like Ethereum and I think what I pay attention to a guy. His show is called Whatever Happened to Common Sense. And again, he owns Bitcoin, Chainlink, Polkadot, Ethereum. I think he said synthetics. And he was talking about that. It's about the blockchains and what's built on top of them as far as like these smart contracts and things like that. So it's just dependent on like I think I looked up like Tron and I think they said that it wasn't doing as good. Ethereum Classic was good at one point, but Ethereum is faster now. You got Ethereum 2.0, and so it's all about what they're trying to like, what these things are built on, or what's built on top of each coin.
The technology behind it.
There you go. This guy used one word to sum up what I was trying to sound smart saying.
One of my cousins, he was like, "Hey,
right.
That's what I'm doing. Just the technology behind it.
This technology, motherfucker." Yeah. Yeah, Bubba.
Very interesting though. And the crazy thing is that these Bitcoin wallets, if you lose those access numbers, man, I mean, that money is just twisting in the wind somewhere.
There it is.
It's not recoverable.
Nope.
So just imagine if there's a finite number of Bitcoin, and then the majority of people who got a shit ton of Bitcoin in the beginning and end up losing their fucking wallets or access to the wallets, that money is just tied up in nothing.
Imagine a motherfucker who bought 4,000 Bitcoin but can't find the motherfucking number.
Yeah.
Right now, when that shit is at $48,000 a coin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sure there's people out there like that.
I'm sure somebody then committed suicide.
Oh yeah. Then the guy who supposedly invented Bitcoin, didn't he fall out of a window in Thailand somewhere?
Hey. Yeah, man.
We're entering some crazy times though.
Yeah, damn sure, man.
Nothing seems right. Music's all fucked up. The movies are all fucked up. Politics are all fucked up. This virus got everything fucked up.
I've been saying for the longest, man. It feels like what's up is what's up is down, and what's down is up, and what's left is right, and what's right is left, man. Shit just it it just doesn't seem like, I'm telling you, man, motherfucking Liberace effect. But look, man,
it's like we missed the transcendence on on Rapture.
Rapture was
we got left behind.
Yeah. We did something fucked up in the past. You like, yeah, man.
That's what it feels like.
It's like we the motherfuckers in the Stand. We just ain't.
Yeah.
You ever see the Stand?
No, I never read the book, never saw the movie. I'm completely in the dark, man, and I know I'm missing out.
I don't know if you need to watch the new one because I didn't see it, but check out the Stand. Like a world plague happened. Motherfucking name Randall Flagg is running around pitting motherfuckers against each other. And the Stand, these people take a stand against the bullshit, man.
Yeah.
The Stand, yeah.
I'm gonna check that out. That fucking
Yes,
book is
sir.
good. War and Peace. I think my brother was reading it on and off for like a year or some shit, you know.
Man, look, all his books like they said those Dark Tower books are even bigger.
Yeah, I heard that's a very good storyline too.
Yeah. Well, hey, brother, time to salute you and get on, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother.
Motherfucking merch with mics, man.
Goddamn right.
There we are.